Have you had what some people call an awakening experience, perhaps a Kundalini experience? I had a letter from somebody in the Netherlands, in Europe, who said, I've been through an awakening after a huge panic attack. Isn't that interesting? I don't think in my experience I've ever associated an awakening with something traumatic in that way, but maybe I have. Anyway, everything was fine, and this person feels a great connection with the world, but then in day-to-day activities, he goes on to say that at work and in the details of daily life, he loses touch with that and then feels very, very discombobulated, sort of fractured and fragmented. And so he goes in and out of this state of oneness, you might say, and this state of separateness. And in that separateness, because of the memory and the knowing of the oneness, it's very shattering to his consciousness. Well, the fact is that's the very nature of the universe. The great saints and masters, they coexist with this reality. Their human nature coexists with their divine realization. And that's something that we want to work towards. In this person's case, it was imposed upon him through this panic attack. And so it's not integrated. And that, of course, is the problem. I think of people who have used drugs to have an altered experience. Not dissimilar, and I'm not recommending drugs by any means, but it's an experience that comes sort of not earned, not by self-effort, not by daily meditation and prayer and service and all the things that keep our nature in balance and whole. It comes suddenly. So these things do happen for some karmic reason that one can't explain. I used the analogy in my reply that it's sort of like watching the news and seeing horrible things happening, pain and suffering and destruction somewhere else on the planet, and then turning off your TV or your video, and there you are in your mundane world. It's like, how do you, or like soldiers returning from war with PTSD, they can't simply integrate the intensity and the horror of their war experience with the mundane realities of and needs of daily life. That's totally understandable. So, did I offer a solution to this fellow? Let me see. What I offered to him, besides daily meditation and the spiritual path at large, which is calming and soothing and brings to you intuition, is bhakti, is devotion. In other words, when we can't integrate these two worlds that we face, then offer yourself at the feet of the Lord. Develop devotion for God in some form meaningful to you, which is your Ishta Devata, that aspect of your highest self that is personally meaningful. It can be the divine feminine, the divine masculine, whatever it might be. In other words, you bring in a third party. You have these two broken halves, or these two halves that don't seem to want to relate to each other. So you bring in a third party. You create a trinity, a triangle. And in that you offer yourself in devotion. Let the divine self solve this fractured self here on earth. It's a wonderful solution. All right.